Hey everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. I'm Valerie, and today I'm going to be talking about owning what you need, creating healthier relationships, and redefining our ideas of boundaries. So, we just went through Aries new moon on the 30th on Sunday, and there's been a lot of really intense energy swirling around recently, I think, and a lot of very transformative energy and moving very quickly. And I have been getting this image of like a train that's just like taken out of the station, and you might have to kind of book it and be really sweaty and out of breath in order to catch up to it, and you might just like barely, you're just running for it and you just launch your body at it and you just, almost fall off. It's like, you get done with that and you're like, oh my God, I made it. And it feels like, how did we get here? How did we do this? And hello, welcome to 2014. Isn't it great? But yeah, so I have been experiencing a lot of needing to get very clear with what I need. And it's incredibly tempting to not do that, because as long as we have excuses for why we are not in our state of power, why we're not owning what we need, why we're not doing what we need, we can kind of blame our lives and the things that we don't like on everybody else. And we can say it's because, my partner's like this, or it's because my coworker's like this, or it's because this person. And we can make it all about, this person or whatever. And there's always going to be this person in our lives. There's always going to be somebody who's like that, unless you choose to make the decision to get really clear and to take it as an opportunity to get frustrated in order so you can put your foot down. Because a lot of us need to get really frustrated before we'll put our foot down, or to even start thinking about putting our foot down. So there is some just active transformative energy out there, and I say we go for it and we hop on that train. Now, getting clear on what you need is really rooted in accepting yourself in this present moment. Because I even noticed a discrepancy lately between how I was feeling and then how I was acting, because I kind of had this ideal version of how I could feel that would be really good, and it would be more harmonious, and it would be more enlightened, and it would be better. And so I would feel how I was feeling, let's say frustrated or whatever, and I'd think like, okay, I need to make this better. I know better than this, so I was thinking I just need to get that feeling out, and then it'll be gone, and then I'll feel, then I'll be like this more enlightened person. In reality, that wasn't really the case. No. Okay, I'm learning that a little bit more and more. So I knew that it was important to express how I was feeling, but then I thought I could just abandon it and move on. And in reality, the feeling was still there. So I think a really important thing to do is accept how you're feeling, but do it down to its core. And that means taking action based on where you are, not on just your ideal. So for me, I had to just be like, wow, here's something that's less than ideal about myself. But when you're really self-loving, you can say, that's challenging for me to accept about myself, and in this moment, this is where I'm operating out of. And, all you can really do is love that aspect of yourself and understand that it's healing, and understand that also, although it's healing, it's also kind of perfect in that moment if you can just love it for what it is. And that's the thing, is like, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something that you're working on. There's always going to be something that's not perfect about you. It's always going to be there. And just accepting that can be really helpful in order to accept yourself and just know that there's no really more enlightened version of you. It's all just different perspective. And I really recommend thinking about significant areas of your life and thinking about what you need to get really clear on. How are you being called to do that in your life? In what way? Think about the major areas of your life and what are you not willing to compromise? And also, in terms of going back to boundaries, I think that we all are taught to think about boundaries. And a lot of the time, it's very easy to think about boundaries as being the space between you and other things, or the space between you and other people. And if we focus too much on that, I think it can really make us feel detached from other people and detached from situations, and to get us into this mode of thinking with our intellect and not our intuition, because we think I should feel that way or I should feel this other way, and it's like, whatever. That's not helpful. It's not really accepting where we are. And I think rather than focusing on the space between us and other people, it's just focusing on what we need and on asserting that, and knowing that stating your truth isn't a rejection of anybody else or anything else. It really isn't. It's merely being self-loving, accepting yourself where you are right now, and also just understanding that there's nothing helpful or empowering about suppressing your own truth. There's no way that doing that can actually benefit somebody else, and owning that. Because I think a lot of the time we think that we're sacrificing ourselves for other people or for other causes or for other things. And that's a very strange notion, that you can sacrifice your own happiness for somebody else's. That's worth thinking about, That's really worth thinking about. And how far are we willing to go to use other people as an excuse for not speaking our truth or not owning our truth and not being self-loving in that way? And I just leave you with that as something to think about, and not really having one specific right way to do things. But I definitely think if you sit quietly by yourself for a while, and if you start writing down the things that you need, and then getting a little bit more specific and allowing it to be fluid, because some of these things you're going to feel really strongly and they could change at any time. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. They're going to change. And use it as an exercise in self-love and connecting to yourself. And there's no wrong way to do any of this. So, yeah, I hope you're having a beautiful day. And thank you so much for watching this. If you would like to... Oh, yeah, I'll also go ahead and plug. I'm going to be doing something called NaPoWriMo, which is National Poetry Writing Month for this year, 2014. It's all the month of April. It is writing a poem a day, and there's napowrimo.net. And it's going to have different prompts for writing and links to all the different blogs. So you can click on my blog, link down below, to follow along there, and also to do your own. This is a really good exercise for people who are perfectionists, just like I myself can be, because it kind of forces you to just spit something out, and it's not going to be your best work, and it's going to feel good. So, okay. Peace and love.